party. Welcome back to Vibing with Mr. Marvelous. Our very own from St. Lucia is in the house tonight. Levern Spencer, Olympian. Welcome. How are you today?
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. And before we start the show, I have a few questions for the viewers. Well, one question: how many Olympians or how many St. Lucians has participated in the Olympics? So total out of all the Olympics in the world, and since when it started, how many St. Lucians has participated in the Olympics? And how many, second part B of the question, Laverne, how many Olympics has she participated in? So you got a two-part question. Total St. Lucians who've been represented in the Olympics, and our very own on the camera live on the show, vibing with Mr. Marvelous. How many Olympics has she participated in? All right, let's get started. We'll give you about 5 minutes to gather your questions and answers. Leva, how are you today? And what's good? How's your day?
My day was pretty busy, but I survived and it's good. It's good. You can't complain.
Excellent.
Busy is good
Surviving,
sometimes.
brilliant. Surviving is the key. One day at a time, correct?
Correct.
Brilliant, brilliant. As a child, what was your hobbies when you were young? What was your hobbies? What do you like doing growing up?
Well, we didn't have much of a choice. I mean, we did a lot of uh, games that's very inexpensive. So, for instance, if we played cricket, we probably made our bats and we
Okay.
probably played in the streets. Um, we did hopscotch, the ones where you actually draw the board on the ground on the
Right.
concrete, and then we jump. We did jump rope, which very much inexpensive. So it's just all those little things I love doing as a kid. Having fun, running around, just what every little kids do. So yeah,
Fantastic. And those of you who don't know about cricket, cricket is a big, big sport in the Caribbean. Probably was our national sport. Probably soccer, football probably took over.
yeah,
And it's like baseball. If you're from the US watching right now, it's like baseball. But
yeah.
that's cricket.
Yeah, what a long time games. I mean, even the tiki talk we did with like the stones, if I have to do it now, I'll still do it. But back then, the things we do to entertain ourselves. So you never know.
Brilliant. And I guess, has your hobbies changed right now throughout the years? What's your hobby now?
Most definitely. Right now, I mean, like I said, I would do it if I have to, but you wouldn't catch me playing tiki talk with stones or, cricket in the streets. So right now, my hobbies, they did change. I love cooking now. I love baking. I love hiking. So I like doing things that exert a lot of energy, but I also like being in the kitchen as well. So it's opposite to what I loved doing before.
What kind of cuisines do you love cooking?
Pretty much anything I feel like eating, I'm probably gonna cook. And I like cooking. I like baking desserts too. So you never know. Whatever I feel like cooking, I'm like, oh, maybe I want to do bouillon. I want to
Right.
do some Saint Lucian meal that you don't get often in the US. So anything I feel like eating, I'm so happy and thankful, I guess, for my parents and my family who taught me how to cook at an early age. So now I can do whatever I want when I feel like.
Fantastic. So all those things you learned from young, now you use it every
Yeah,
day. And brilliant. You got my mouth watering talking about St. Lucia national dishes and meal.
yeah.
And I have a guilty conscience. I do have a sweet tooth myself. I'll be honest.
Well, good, good.
I do love sweet things. And how's your education transition or your journey through education? What's it like? You started in St. Lucia, I guess, and
Yeah.
what school on the island?
So I started at the Babano Primary School, Babano Infant and Primary School.
Okay.
And then I succeeded and went to the Entripo Secondary School. Then I went to Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. And then I
Fantastic.
got a scholarship. I went to Albany State University in Georgia, and then I transferred to the University of Georgia. And then I graduated there with my Bachelor of Science in Health Promotion.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Very nice. Brilliant. And I guess education is something which never stops, right? We learn every day, and
Yeah. You're never too old to learn. So every day I try to learn as much as I can, even if I'm no longer in school, but you never know. You never know what the future holds. So I'm trying to expand my knowledge as much as I can.
very true. Very true. Fantastic. It's about 5 minutes, so let's give the viewers the answer they've been waiting for. So overall, throughout from whatever year, drum roll, brrr, St. Lucia has a total of 31 Olympians. So St. Lucia has participated or have sent 31 representatives to the Olympics. And our first Olympic we participated in was in 1996, and that was Atlanta, Georgia, in 96. And Levern has been in four Olympics. Wow, four Olympics. That is not easy. This is brilliant because every 4 years, so you do the math, this is like, I get goosebumps thinking about it. Because Olympics is not easy to get to. It's the best of the best in the world where they come together to reach there. It's a journey, and we're gonna talk about how you got there shortly. Also, I'm curious who or what inspired you to be in the Olympics, or as a child, did you ever see yourself going there one day?
As a child, it wasn't in my mind. I was just doing what kids do, run around, have fun. Not until when I went to the Enchipo Secondary School and my PE teacher at the time, Mr. Gregory Lubin, when he asked me to do the high jump for my house. And then I won that competition. And not too long after, I broke St. Lucia's national record, with no training and no practice. I didn't have the technique. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just jumping and just having fun. And then I was like, well, if I could break the record so easily, maybe that's something, I can take seriously and start, working hard towards. And then I started, the more I do it, I started breaking records. I started representing St. Lucia on the local scene, the regional scene, international scene. And then I realized, hey, that's something that, I can take to another level. And that's when, I started taking it a little more seriously. And then things just progress from one step to the other.
Congrats, amazing story. So it was just for fun. You were just having fun. And
Yeah.
you said something that international people may not know of. You said your house. So in St. Lucia, there's four colors in every school, and we compete. There's blue, yellow, red, all different green probably. And what was your house color?
It was yellow. It was yellow.
Yellow.
The best
So
hours,
that's
always.
brilliant. So all the schools in St. Lucia has something called your house color, and you compete against each other. Then you go compete against all the schools. Just to
Yeah. So, I mean,
people.
I was just breaking record after record, winning medals after medals. And, I never knew it was going to take me this far in life. So, it's an interesting journey.
Absolutely. And people always say, always do things from your heart, do things you love, and you never know what's going to come out of it. And I guess that's how you started. You just loved it and you did it. It was
And
fun for you.
yes.
Fantastic. So, four Olympics around the world, you've traveled. Let's talk about the different Olympics you've been in and your experience, which one you like the best, or the food in different countries. So you could start from your least favorite to the one you love participating in and why, and the people you met and all the athletes you met there. Because it's like I can imagine the energy in those stadiums.
So, my least favorite would probably my last one, which is Tokyo 2020.
Okay,
It was extremely tough, not only because of COVID. It was very challenging to train and practice when majority of the facilities were closed, and I probably had to train out in parking lots, at home in the backyard, and I made the move from the US into to go to the UK just to prepare for that competition. And it was extremely tough. It was extremely tough, just navigating my way in the UK during COVID. It was difficult,
Right.
to get into a facility just to train, and the weather.
And you had a coach or you trained yourself?
I do have a
Did you
coach.
have
I
a
had
coach
a
with
coach
you?
at the time, but the rules were very strict and it was really challenging. And then the weather also, with no facility and having to train in the cold in the UK was not easy at all. But I gave it my best shot. We did train, my coach did not let go easily. So
Right.
he brought everything I needed to the house. If we had to train outside, he brought the weights. He made his own boxes so I could do pliers. So I'm really thankful for him, Dennis Doyle. But I think I was prepared physically, mentally. It was a challenge, but when I went to the Olympic Games, I had very good training sessions at the village and at the training camp as well. But during my competition, I sustained a slight injury. So that's why I really didn't like this one because I know I had a good shot of jumping well. My warm ups went well. I was hydrated.
Right.
I don't know what happened after the couple jumps into the competition, and then I tore my hamstring and I couldn't finish the competition the way I wanted to. So I was a bit disappointed knowing that would be my last Olympics. I wanted to end on a very good note and give a good performance, representing my country. But unfortunately, sometimes things happen that you don't have control over. I went out there, I gave my best, but at the end of the day, it was just not meant to be. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's one down, three more. So that was your least favorite.
Yeah. So
And
if you
third
want,
least
I can give
favorite.
you my best on my list, and we can see in between. So
Okay.
my best one is definitely Rio 2016 in
Rio. Okay.
Brazil. So that was my best performance um, in all the four Olympic Games. I had a very good series in the preliminaries. I had no knockdowns. I qualified to make the finals, which is something that no other St. Lucian had ever done.
Absolutely.
So I was the first St. Lucian to ever qualify for finals at the Olympic Games. So that in itself was already an achievement. I was like, okay, well, I've already created history, so that's a plus.
Definitely.
And in the finals, I placed sixth, which is the highest, you know, any senator had ever placed. And I had a good chance of medaling. I don't know what got the best of me, but I had a slight issue with my run up when
Okay.
the bar went up a little higher. I just my approach just fell a little off, and I think I gave away some of my attempts, which I shouldn't have. So I was a little hard on myself and a little disappointed that, I probably could have medaled that day. But
Def-
at the end of the day, I was still thankful and grateful that I ended the competition healthy.
Definitely.
I created history for St. Lucia. I gave my best. And, just having someone in the event that St. Lucians can wake up and look um, go turn on the TV and see they have a solution in there that they can support. I'm thankful and grateful for everyone who woke up like the wee hours of the morning. Sometimes the time difference is 6 hours plus,
Very
and
true.
everyone
It
woke
is.
up
Yeah.
and everyone are looking forward to see me compete. I know it was a lot of pressure, but I try my best to not let that get into me and try and stay focused because it can be a lot of pressure on you when the entire nation is, looking out and expecting big things from you. But I gave my best shot. I gave my best shot, and I think I did great. Despite not bringing back a medal, but I'm just thankful for everyone who like still supported me, despite the outcome.
definitely. And we do. We proud of you, and you'll always be in history with us in St. Lucia. Always, always, always. And so that viewers could know how tall was the jump. 1 point. I know it was like over 6 feet, but I know they go by meters.
So I cleared 1.93 meters on that day to play six, and 1.97 meters middle.
And that's pretty
So,
tall. That's
and
that's like over 6 feet.
I ended my competition on the 197 height. So it was possible. It was possible.
Definitely. Are you sure you want to retire?
Well, I have already retired. There's no going back.
I mean,
No turning back.
most great athletes retire like three. Okay, Tom Brady's retired how many times? Like three, twice he's retired. So many athletes who's great always retire and they come back. Are you sure you want to retire? You try one more time?
When I hear about athletes retired and coming back, I said to myself, it's not retiring, it's taking a break. You say you take a break and you come back. When you're retired, you don't come back. That's it.
Very
So I
true.
think they just take a break and then they come back. But when you're retired, you don't come back. So I think they're just taking a break and they're coming back. But no, I think my body, your body will let you know when it's time to give up. I did that for St. Lucia. I represented St. Lucia for 23 consecutive years. You know,
Correct. Yeah.
there was never a time in the year where I took a break a year off or something. I every single year, 23 years that I competed, I represented St. Lucia. You know, I jumped several times throughout the year, and you know, your body will tell you when it's time to hang up the shoe. And as much as it's tough, you will miss what you love, and I mean, that's just it. I had to give it up, and I'm happy they have younger people coming up behind me that can, you know, carry on the name of Saint Lucia and the flag, keep our flag, you know, flying. So
Absolutely.
hopefully we can have some younger people continuing the tradition.
Definitely. I hope so too. Represent, keep going, and one day get that first medal for the island. So
Yeah.
love it. Now you talk about like preparation was had on your body. Did you have a strict like training program, eating program to get ready for the Olympics? Nutrition you work with and stuff like that, or you knew what you had to eat? You knew with your coach.
I did not have a strict diet.
Right.
Um, I just know what I needed to eat, what I need to avoid. I don't eat a lot of fast food. I don't eat a lot of fried foods. I don't drink soda. So I know what I had to eat, so I didn't have to be put onto a diet.
Right.
Um, Many athletes have to go on a diet, maybe because I mean I was very disciplined, so I know how to control myself. Every now and then, yeah, I will probably treat myself, but
Right. That's the
for the
human
most
nature.
part,
That's what we humans. Yeah.
for the most
Definitely.
part, I try to do the best I can when it comes to like eating healthy. And in terms of training, so training was very strict. Some days I had 4 hours of training just straight. Some days I have two sets of training, whether it's in the gym and then on the track, a morning session, an evening session. So it all depends on what we're working on that day. So it was extremely hard. 7 days a week, well, 6 days a week. I got Sunday off. So 6 days a week, 4 5 hours a day, sometimes one twice a day. So it was pretty tough. So a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline to get to where I got.
Absolutely. And coming from St. Lucia, a very small island in the Caribbean, to get on the national stage, what's the process like? Is it from St. Lucia to the Caribbean sportsmen, then the Pan American Games? I know you dominated, you got a few gold medal. And what's that? What's the stages to get to the Olympics coming from St. Lucia, so the people of the world could know from the islands what we go through to get to the Olympics?
Yeah. So like I said, you know, first you compete for your school.
Right,
And then from your school, St. Lucia has a lot of regional competitions. So we have intersect, like you know, the in all the secondary schools on the island compete. And
absolutely.
then if there's a competition coming up in the regions like Carifta Games, Junior
Yeah,
Games, under 20. Um, they would probably choose some athletes from that competition, or they're going to have a trial for that competition. And then you first go to regional games, then you go to school games, Windward Island school games. So there are steps. There are steps. You go to Windward Islands, you go to Carifta, then you go to CAC, which is Caribbean and Central America. Then you slowly move up to uh, NACAC, which is North America, Central America, and the Caribbean.
Correct.
Then you
Yep.
move up to the Pan Am Games. Soon you get to the Commonwealth Games. Then you get to Worlds. You get to the Olympics. So there are stages, but most times you make the team based on performance and competing and representing at the highest level. So every level, you try your best and Lucia see your progress, they see your results. Some competitions they require qualifications
Right.
that you have to qualify to get there, like the Olympics. Unless there are no qualified athletes in the country, they have to send one representative. But if there's one person that qualify, everyone else have to qualify. So there is a standard. But for the others, sometimes it's just a representative, and I think the committee tries to choose the best people they think that could represent the country the best that they know how when they get there. So
Definitely.
it's a progress. You don't just leave from primary school straight to the Olympics. You gotta work your way up there.
Definitely. Thanks for sharing that. And you have like you said, a difficult journey. What has been one of your most difficult life lessons? And how did that make you strong, mentally, physically? If you want to share that with us. I know you've been through a lot, and we learn throughout life brings us opportunities, aka problems. And what has been your most difficult life lesson, or one
One
of
of
it?
my life lessons, I've been through a lot,
Right.
and I just think people should never underestimate having someone that you can confide in, because there are going to be like hard days, there are going to be difficult moments, and you think you could make it in life alone, but you can't. So I was so fortunate and grateful that at an early age I had a manager working with me, and he was the best manager I could ask for. There were many times I felt discouraged, many times I wanted to give up. I did not win all the time. People think, you always win, but there are many times I did not win. I worked hard, and I was disappointed many times when, I didn't perform the way I expected to. But he was always there, to reassure me and encourage me and let me know, the reason I'm doing things, and just to always lift my spirit. And you need to know, he knew what to say to me at the right
Right.
time. And it's not anyone to be like, oh, you gotta suck it up, or no.
Right.
But he knew how to speak to you when you were always down. And I'll always be forever grateful for him. It was always he was one of the first people I would always call, before and after every competition, regardless of the results. We would pray, even if we prayed for success and it didn't happen, it
Right.
wasn't meant to be. And he understood. So I think we should never underestimate our support team. Always find someone, if it's a family member, a friend, a manager, somebody who could help you in life, because it's not easy mentally, emotionally. It's gonna take a toll on you if you try to do it on your own.
I love that.
So,
Love that.
Gregory Dixon was my manager from the time I started. First, he started as my mentor,
Right.
my youth leader in church, my pastor in church, and then we just slowly moved to the next level. He's a very close family friend, and everything just worked out well because he knew me inside out.
Absolutely. So
So
you
it
feel
it,
at the
it was
time
good.
and how to talk to you, the words to say at the right time.
Yeah,
Fantastic. You became one as a family. And that's very powerful. I believe that also. Always have someone that you could lean on, that you could talk to, you could vent, you could scream, you could shout, you could rest your shoulder on. And that's very powerful, having a support, as you said, a support system. And I
yeah,
think that's very needed in the world today, especially what's going on. So everybody thinks about me, 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 but we need to work together. We need that togetherness. I love it.
yeah.
Thanks for sharing that powerful story. And as an Olympian, what would you, what could you see could be more happening in St. Lucia in terms of sports and health and wellness? Like, if you had the money to build whatever in St. Lucia as an Olympian, what would you do more of for sports and wellness? Because the mind is very important. I believe that also. So for sports and wellness, what would you do more of if you had the magic stick and a little wand and say, boom, St. Lucia, I'm going to give you this?
I think one thing we could do a lot more of is I always believe in, having camps and clinics and seminars, all these little things can help educate and build younger athletes coming up, and not just athletes but coaches as well.
Right.
We can get coaches certified so that they know exactly how to relate to athletes and how to treat athletes based on different things, whether it's nutrition or whether it's the mental aspect of it. So I think, having clinics, having seminars, just coaches working together as well. I mean, there's always, conflict between coaches, and if they think about, the betterment for the country and wanting, the country to move forward in sports, they should always try to, work together in as much as it might be very challenging. But I think, working together will always work sometimes. So I think maybe just having a lot more clinics and even having more competitions in St. Lucia. We need a better stadium where we could start hosting, even if it's regional competitions. And slowly things are going to start opening up for St. Lucia. So I can't wait for the day when we have a better stadium where we could have like real good competitions and bring in some international athletes down to the country, boost the economy, and start putting St. Lucia on the map when it comes to like, having like regional competitions.
Love it. And I'm rooting for that to happen because I believe it. I see it just like you. Because we have so much talent in St.
We
Lucia.
do.
I believe that. I believe it. And I'm with you and I support it. I'm going to put it out in the universe that it comes to light, that there'll be better facilities in the stadium and the togetherness. That's where it starts. If we work together, we can achieve greatness and clinics. What about for the wellness side? Any things we could see more of, or it ties with the sessions and the clinics?
It does, but also like, we have just meditations and yoga classes and just the ones where you could just sit and relax and not always move. Take a moment, just breathe. Try to be mindful of your surroundings and your inner being, and just so just things where you can just breathe and relax, like yoga and those easy classes too. So incorporating some of that as well would be like something great too.
Excellent. Oh. And final question or comment. Any last words for the viewers? Something inspirational for the younger generation, for the youth, for the people who's coming up, and all those coming after you, and who's going to represent and striving to get in the Olympics one day. Anything from the heart you want to share with the viewers?
Well, any athletes, up and coming athletes, if you want to make it to the Olympics, first of all, you have to work really hard. Nothing comes easily. It takes a lot of hard work. You have to be disciplined. Without discipline, I don't think you're gonna make it very far in life. You will not make it far. You gotta stay focused. You gotta be determined. And if it's your coach, you gotta listen to your coach. Do what your coach says. There's a difference between coach and athlete. You can't be an athlete and be the coach at the same time. So you gotta be disciplined. You gotta work hard, and also never underestimate your potential, and never underestimate the country you're from. Many times we think that coming from a small country we can't achieve because we don't have all the resources. Yes, it's challenging, but I am living proof that you can make it. If I made it to the Olympics, which is the highest level in track and field, you can make it too. I have opened doors for many St. Lucians and you as well. If you think it wasn't possible, now it's possible because I did it. I've been through it. I succeed, and I think you can too. You just gotta work hard. You gotta believe in yourself. And throughout my career, I had a motto which I formulated with my manager. It was God plus hard work plus discipline equals success, and it worked for me for the 23 years. So I mean, if you want to use it, you can as well. But I'm very strong, in my faith when it came to God, because I believe that everything I achieved was all because of Him. It wasn't on my own strength,
Right.
and I had to work hard, and I had to be disciplined, and I think that's why all the successes came through. So it was God plus hard work plus discipline, but never underestimate your potential. Never underestimate where you're coming from. Give up your best no matter what you do. Right now, whatever you're doing, take it seriously because you never know how far it's going to take you in life.
Love it. Love it. Viewers, there you have it. Words of wisdom from our four-time Olympian Levern. Thank you. Thank you for vibing with Mr. Marvelous and all the viewers over the world. Thank you. And viewers, remember, be marvelous. And we'll see you all in the next Tuesday. We thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Just love. And as I said, I get goosebumps. As I said, you've done so much for the island and being reaching what you've done and just setting a stage for many more St. Lucians to come. We thank you. We're proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Bye bye.
Bye.